o'clock. And Dad'd be like, I'd make pancakes, but after pancakes, it was all
downhill
bars. We were just going to work, no doubt about it.
When did you start the maze, boys?
If he means when did I start the maze?
Right, because it was all Ben's.
All Ben's idea.
He means, I can't even remember. It was so long ago.
It was so long ago.
I think I was
so
12.
involved.
I think I was 12. But I must say, how old was I? 8 years ago?
I think it was 98 when we did it.
I think it was 1998.
Wow, I was 8 years old.
Let me talk just for a second.
I was only 4.
I know.
We have a picture of everyone down at the camp.
No, we started the maze in, it was a joint collaboration between Ben, myself, Danny, to the extent that he could read and write, and my dad, and it was very rudimentary.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Basic.
Can
we use simple words?
Graph paper, and they were straight lines and not.
And we used to have a contest about who could draw the best maze, which Ben usually lost.
Oh, may I interject? I would like to disagree because I'm pretty sure, this is just going on a limb, but I can get some backup over here. I was the first one to put the pick and patch words actually in a design. It was actually implemented. If you go to the patch, you can see that picture. That was all me right here.
It was you, but other than that, you usually lost. But it might
My
seem
memory's different. That's all I'm saying.
It should seem that way because we used to pretend like you won, otherwise you would get upset.
I believe it.
So,
hence the reason my memory might be different.
so it was usually my design that we masked as Ben so that he didn't get upset. But over the years, that has grown
How many acres
tremendously.
did it start out?
Start off 2 acres.
2?
Yeah.
Charged $1 to get in. Don't you wish it was those days again? we used to build a little fort out of hay, and I'd sit there and I'd take a
straw. There's a difference.
There is a difference, Ben.
There's a difference. Yeah, we used to have a little fort because it get pretty windy, and we.
Well, I'd be down to the elements running the train.
Right.
No balls.
Shit, so hard.
Yeah.
Take your dog.
But
you could go in the maze.
I did have.
But now it's way more work.
Well, it's grown to after Ben decided we should do writing in there, and we did that, and that went over pretty well. One thing led to another, and now we've got a ton of designs, and the whole maze is a picture. So it's grown to be quite the operation. No more contests.
8 acres?
Yeah, it's 8.
Well, now there's a contest of who can come up with the best design.
Oh, okay. It's not the best. You can go with the best idea.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. So if you have any ideas, throw them on the comments on the YouTube page.
Or on the Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook.
Because we'd love to hear some ideas for design. You know, my face. That'd be fine. But we'll see what our YouTube thing's going.
It's just a whim. We planted some corn and we took it out there and just tried to make a maze out of it. It was pretty goofy to begin with.
Mazes had just begun to be all the craze, and so we decided we'd try it. And the 2 older boys were just about at the right age, to give us some creative input. And so we made that the boys' project because Sam had the train. And so the boys really needed something.
Yeah, but when we first started, it was pretty rough. And as the boys got older, they wanted to do, the great old, we can do better. We can do better. And then they, I still remember the first year that we drew out maze, but the first year we said in order to be really what we want to be, we got to have writing or something in that maze.
We had to designate it as pick and patch so that when it showed up in all the papers, people would know. Pick and patch.
And Ben found a way to draw in pick and patch with a pumpkin, and it was rough, but boy, oh boy, was it
We were so excited.
We were so proud of that maze. Looking back on it, it was pretty rudimentary, but
it was wonderful.
But it was the greatest thing.
I have been in charge of the corn maze for probably 3 years now with the corn cops. They go through the maze when we send people in there.
In the yellow shirts.
He says in charge, under direct supervision.
Yeah,
of course. They kind of just aren't involved in it anymore. They don't really much of that. So the corn cops are in yellow shirts with corn cop written on the back of them. Thanks.
They help you out of the maze if you get lost.
It's my turn. Okay.
Oh, speed it up.
Okay. They help you out of the maze. Here is.
Nice.
One of the shirts. You can always find the person in the maze when you go through that should be able to help you. So, yeah.
So you don't have to carry around a flag or anything like that. If you get lost and want to get out, find a corn cob.
Or they'll find you.
Even just yell corn cob wherever you are, they'll find you.
And if you don't want any help, then we'll give any help.